submarine base in here. There's such a much more actually talking about sinking the Mohawks. He's thinking about sinking the Mohawk now. We're trying to find a way.
I want you to send me this video.
Yeah. Captain Finbar. I'm not the most patient of men, Mr. Christian. That wasn't Captain Finbar. That was Captain Bligh.
Actually, Captain Bligh is one of my heroes.
Why? Because he was such a good sailor?
Yes, he was. He was an outstanding sailor.
He was.
And I think he got a bad rap, too. I don't think he was nearly the bad guy that he's made out to be.
So then,
I think he was faced with an untenable situation, and he did the best he could with it.
well, then to go further, you would say that First Mate Christian was not the saint that he's made out to be.
Yeah, I would say that.
Yeah.
But you know, one day I was a couple of years back, and this English gentleman that was aboard come over, and he started talking to me, and I introduced myself, and he introduced himself. He said, Bligh, William Bligh.
His name was William Bligh?
Yeah, and I looked at him, and I said, yes. He said, that was my great-grandfather.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and it turns out that there has been a Captain William Bligh in the British Navy ever since that famous one. There has always been a Captain William Bligh in the British Navy.
Wow, that's interesting.
Of course, the one that we know about, he ended up being an admiral.
He did.
He did. He made admiral.
After
After that, yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
At the time of that incident, he was only a lieutenant.
Yeah.
It was a small ship. It was a lieutenant's ship.
Huh. I didn't know you could be a captain of a ship and be a lieutenant.
Yeah, you could. Small
I see.
ships, yeah.
I see.
Yeah, in those days, the British men of war, the bigger ships had captains on them. But some of the smaller ships actually had lieutenants as well.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Very interesting. Huh.
I got to have a real interesting experience. Back in '92, I was sailing the Pacific, and I actually got to make a stop at Pitcairn Island.
Yeah. Oh, no fooling.
And I got to meet some of Christian's descendants, as well as the descendants of the other
There were like a dozen of them that stayed, right?
Yeah, and now there are like 60 people on the island, and they are literally one family, because they're all related by now.
Yeah.
They're all relatives, they're all cousins, and
I read about it, but
never. Yeah, and I'll tell you what, they got being inbred like that, I expected the people to be a little weird, you know.
And physically deformed.
They weren't.
So you can marry your first cousin.
I didn't see a single person that looked anywhere. I mean, they were all good. They looked good. Of course, it had something to do with the original gene pool too, because there was not two, but there was. Most people don't realize there was 3 different races of people.
Oh, I didn't know that.
There were the Englishmen, there were the Tahitians, and there were some other natives that weren't Tahitians. They were from a different island.
That's right.
They were slaves of the Tahitians.
There were some Tahitian women there.
Huh?
There were Tahitian women on the boat, I think.
Yeah. And there were some other women that were from these other islands.
Right.
So you had these 3 different.
So they started out diverse.
They started out with a kind of a diverse
Yeah.
gene pool. and it seemed to have worked out fine.
Yeah. Interesting.
That's a pretty, I've read about it, it's a pretty remote island.
It's very remote.
And it's hard, there's not many ports in there, right? There's not many.
There's no port.
It's all, yeah.
There's one tiny little harbor that you can get a big rowboat into. That's it. There's no harbor for a ship.
That's what I've read, yeah, I read about it.
Yeah, I got